All right, we're back on the show. It's it's just one of those days. What should I call you, Veronica?
VeRAWonica.
VeRAWonica.
The foodie food girl.
The foodie food girl. Oh yeah, we better show. I don't know if we did yet, but the cards we got them down here. I want to make sure we're showing those.
So you see how raw is it actually in my name?
Yeah, I know.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're raw food.
I am.
Right?
I raw my hat, but I'm gonna take it off.
It's kind of cute,
It
hat.
is cute, right?
And
I got that as a gift. So. But yeah, I'm a raw plant-based person. I eat plant food. I eat what a lot of the animals eat.
right? Yeah.
And so that's about it. So today on Liquid Lunch, I brought you a green drink. So my motto now is green is the new black. I wonder where I got that from.
I don't know. Where did you get it from?
I got you a T-shirt.
That's great.
Green is the new black.
That's fantastic.
So that's for you.
Thank you. Are they going to think the foodie food girl? If I wear this, will people think I'm the foodie food
I
girl?
don't think so. Well, I don't know. It depends.
It depends.
But what's really
Thank
great
you.
is so many of my friends and people were emailing me, and they're like, "How do you have so much energy at your age?" You know, because I'm going to be 61 on Sunday,
What?
on Mother's Day. Yes, I am.
Why not?
Thank you.
Holy cow.
And I attribute it to this cocktail right here, which is a green drink. So when I was a realtor, I was always on the go and I needed energy. So I always drove through, the coffee shop and got a coffee and a muffin, and it only lasted for so long. So when I got into this lifestyle, or food style as I call it, I started drinking these green drinks, and I couldn't believe my energy level. It went through the roof. So what I did was, on my website, I'm giving out a freebie called Green is the New Black. And so this is basically, I've just printed it out, but this is everything why you shouldn't drink coffee and what coffee does to your body, and how you replace coffee with a natural,
Healthy, non-drug.
Because coffee is addictive and it is a drug. It's even been, they actually admit that it's a drug. But the great thing is I also explain how you make a green drink, how you do your berries and your greens together, and what kind of waters to use. And then I have some really cool recipes. And the one we're having today is called Berrylicious. And so the rule of thumb is always do 3/4 greens, 1/4 berries. Berries are high in antioxidants, so that's why I choose berries for my green drinks. So it's basically spinach, celery, blackberries, strawberries, and coconut water. So Hugh, you tell me if you like this or not.
All right.
I did not put any vodka in there for you.
I know. It's too early.
But anyway, can you hear?
Oh, thank you.
So cheers on to our liquid
Cheers.
lunch.
Okay, now, should I use the straw?
Sure, why not?
Because they're making them illegal now. They're bad for the environment, apparently.
I know, I had them left over.
Okay.
Can you taste the celery?
I can taste the berries, too.
Isn't that nice? So I put in blackberries, so if you get a little seed, sorry.
Those blackberries.
Yeah,
How come we don't get blackberries here in Ontario? I don't see them growing here.
but that's not true. They're called like boysenberries. So
Yeah, but
there's boysenberry trees all over the place.
But I don't see them. But out in BC,
There's a
you see
nice
them
one
everywhere.
in Riverdale Park.
Oh, yeah?
There's gorgeous one. I go there and get them. I pick them actually.
Okay.
A forager, that's what I am.
Okay. It's the French pronunciation. What was I going to say now? I forget.
Why am I
do you-
here?
Yeah. Hey, no, have you ever heard of a service berry?
No,
Look, I'm spilling the drink now.
I haven't. If you don't want to use the straw, take it out. I don't care.
No, I don't know. I saw a thing where if you have to plant a tree in Toronto, the
Yeah.
city will give you a service berry tree,
No,
which I'd never heard
what
of,
is that?
and I don't know what it is.
Wow.
So
I
that's
don't know,
what.
but wouldn't it be great if instead of planting, trees that really have zero function, that the city planted fruit trees?
Yeah, I just
where
had
people
that-
could walk by and grab an apple, or wouldn't that be amazing?
I just had that same idea like last week
Stop it. You always have the same ideas.
because I just planted a tree. I planted a. No, who cares, right?
That's okay.
It's a chestnut tree. I had to plant a tree.
Yeah, well, either a nut tree or a fruit tree, I think would be a really great idea. But I think it would be nice to feed people along the way. You know what I mean?
That's a
and our
fantastic
planters
idea.
in the city, why don't they plant kale, where people can actually eat kale, or I know you're going, what does that mean? But
No, I don't.
in my world, that would be.
That's
like,
the one
Can you
vegetable.
imagine you'd feed a lot of people just kind of hanging around on the sidewalks?
That's what they do in Albania.
But no, listen, I was raised, my parents had fruit trees and they had a vegetable garden. It was all obviously organic back then. And I have to tell you, they had this big black Bing cherry tree.
Yeah.
And when it was in season, they were so good.
Yeah.
They would stain your fingers.
I know. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Schwa,
Oh,
the south end.
they actually had fruit trees in the Schwa?
My parents did in their backyard.
Right behind GM?
Close to General Motors, near the lake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm of an Austrian heritage, so my
Yeah.
parents brought
Oh, I
little
see.
Austria to the Schwa.
Wait, did you have peach trees?
No, we had, I have to think now, we had a pear, an apple, and then we had a cherry tree. But we had a lot of bushes in the back, like gooseberry bushes, red currants, blueberries, raspberries, things like that.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
that. We had 2 peach trees,
Oh.
an apple tree, a pear tree,
Oh, wow, see?
crab
Same
apple
thing.
tree,
Yeah.
quint bush. You know quints?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Wow, that must have been kind of cool.
Mhm.
But so anyway, make a long story short. So people just started asking me how do I eat raw food? Like, what do you eat? And I just really want to teach people that it's not carrot sticks and celery.
Okay, good.
That it's a lot more than that.
And I have to tell you, my
Yeah.
friend Steve, that Rick knows.
Okay.
And he's like, I mean, I go over to Denny's with him, right? But he did go through a raw food period.
Yeah.
And he said that his health, he felt so good during that period. And the doctor told him, he tells a story, he went to see the doctor, and the doctor said, "You look so clean," right? Not quite sure what that means, but I mean, Steve still swears by the time
Well,
that
that's
he was
interesting.
doing the raw food diet.
Yeah. You don't want to know what my doctor said. Are you still on that crazy diet? And I'm
Oh, was that what he
no,
said?
No, it's a food style, it's a lifestyle.
I gotta say, we're gonna have a conversation after this with Dr. Daryl Wolf, and we're gonna be talking about how the medical establishment.
Well, that's very interesting. I'd like to stick around for that if I
Well,
could.
you're the co-host. You-
Okay, so here's what I did. Everybody was bugging me about, like my friends, where do I start? What do I do? What do I buy? What kitchen appliance do I use? I don't know what food to buy. I don't know how to soak the stuff that you soak. So I did a 7-day raw for beginners. So what happens is when you sign up, it's $24.97. It's not going to break the bank. You get 7 days of instructions. On the first day, you get day 1 and day 2. It looks like a lot because I put it all together in a book. But I explain absolutely everything step by step, and there is no way that you can go wrong. I tell you how to prep food. Now, a lot of people say to me, it's so much work to prep. You know what? At the end of the day, you prep to go out for dinner. You prep to go to work. You prep to go to the gym. You prep all the time.
How about prepping for your health?
That's
And for your feeling good all day long.
exactly. And you know what? At the end of the day, your health is your wealth. So anyway, this program gives you everything. You even have little mantras in the back, which is really, really great. Mantras have helped me a lot in my life. And it's like, I am positive. I love myself. I respect my body. How many people respect their body? I am respectful, period. How many people are just respectful? I love my body. I love me. I'm healthy. So what I did a long time ago, I used to cut these up and put them all over my apartment. And, it really encouraged me. And then with the food that you buy, I want people to transfer it into what's called a fuel list. So it's broken down in categories so that you stay on track when you are in the grocery store. So that you don't go driving around with your grocery cart and you just put everything that you feel like eating into it at that moment. So this is a labor of love, this guide. I've worked on it for a couple of months and it's now out on my website.
Well, I mean, it sounds like the perfect thing for somebody
Yeah.
that is new to raw food.
Yeah.
But, I mean, besides the energy, it's an energy issue. It's a health issue.
Yes.
It's a longevity
Yes.
issue, but it can also. I mean, I've heard stories where people can reverse things like cancer
I
and that
agree.
with raw food.
I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, I said to him, "What would you do if you had cancer?" He said, "I'd call you," and I thought that was really a really nice compliment. And I'll tell you, I would just green juice. That's what I would do, because you see, when you cook, you kill all the nutrients, all the enzymes, the vitamins. There's nothing left.
And the life force.
And the life force, and that's what superfoods are all about.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's really great for anti-aging, losing weight, feeling great, boosting your energy level. I mean, it's a win-win situation, and I think it's coming. I really believe that when I started, everybody kind of thought I landed from the moon, but I believe it's now starting to become a little bit more mainstream, and people are used to it. And raw food is like a raw fruit. It's a raw salad, which you have every day. You said you have a big salad.
I do.
Do you still have that?
Yes, I do.
There you
In
go.
fact, I could show you. It's
So
in the
you
fridge
are
right now.
you are a lunch raw foodist.
I am.
You know.
Although I will eat pizza. But,
You know what? That's okay as long as you incorporate some
I know.
rawness into your
No,
diet.
I gotta say that
You know?
I do this for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't really even like it very much. I much prefer pizza and hamburger, not hamburgers, because we have a vegan show, so we're all vegan here now at that channel. But I have to say, I started doing it because for my health,
Yes.
and now my body needs
It craves-
it
it
needs a big
craves
salad every day.
Yeah.
Or it's not happy. My body's not
Yeah.
happy. I can feel the sluggishness.
It's amazing.
And so I just do it for health reasons.
Do you know, our bodies are so intelligent, they will crave good food. They will crave what's good for the body. And,
Well,
and
yeah.
like you said, your body is getting into that where it's like, I want this, I need this.
Well, and I think everybody's body would do that if
Yeah.
you give it a chance.
Yeah.
To,
I know.
to speak to you, right?
I feel off if I don't eat. You know, I went out with my girlfriends and I had some pasta. I haven't had pasta in, I can't even remember how long. And I have to tell you, the next day, I felt like I had like this piece of dough, in my stomach. Made me feel very uncomfortable the next day. But I guess it's like a bad hangover, that feeling. It's just, you're not right the next day. But it was good while you were doing it. Right?
The pasta?
Yeah,
Or the
like it
pizza?
did
Or
feel,
the
it
drinking?
did taste good. The pasta tasted good at the time, but the next day my body was like, what the heck is this?
Okay. Well, that's because
Yeah.
you're a raw food.
Yeah.
I mean, your body is hypersensitive to
Absolutely.
anything that is off
Yes.
from the raw diet.
So I'm
right?
clean. I have a very clean
Oh,
body.
yeah, I wish Steve was here. We need to encourage him to get back on it.
So listen, do you want to have some
Yeah,
fun?
I do.
I'm going to teach you, I hope you do this with me. I'm going to teach you how you can make a raw banana split. Okay? It's so fast. It would be fantastic for, dessert, for a kid's snack. Just
So ice cream doesn't count as raw?
I actually make nice cream. And you can make nice cream. It's so easy. I'll give you the ingredients. 2, ice and fruit. And you have like a sorbet. If you want to make it like a nice cream, you add a nut like a cashew. Okay, to make it creamy. It's that fast, you need a high-speed blender. Maybe that's another show.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so
yeah.
number 1, sharp knife. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel a banana, and you're going to help them. Can you put your...
I know how to peel a banana.
Okay, so here's what I do. I learned how to peel a banana from the monkeys.
Oh.
I watched the monkeys, and
do it from the other
they
end?
just split the top. They always peel a banana that way.
Why?
I don't know. That's how they do it.
Well, what's wrong with the other way?
You can do it. I'm just saying that's how they do it. I watch animals in nature.
So you look at it this way.
There, you did it too, so there you go. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to just split the banana in half, lengthwise.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe this is where it came from, banana split, right?
I think it might be.
Do you want me to split them
No,
for you?
it's okay. I'm going to do everything with only
Oh, I
one
love
hand.
it. I love it.
All right.
Now, I pre-put everything together here, so it's not a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Look at that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just dig in. I cut up some dates, I pitted them, and I have some figs. And
Really?
so you can see I have black figs here, and then I have some dates, and I have some other dates as well. So all
Just
we're going to
take some
do,
of those?
it was just going to sprinkle it on top. I mean, it can't get any easier, you know? Whatever you want to put on here, you put on there. And then the next thing is I have some raisins and some currants, and I have some dried blueberries, which I dehydrated myself, and some big black Bing cherries that I dehydrated.
From Oshawa?
Not from the Schwa, but you just put that right on top as well. And then what I did was I have 3 types of nuts in here. I've got peanuts, walnuts, and hazelnuts. Now, one of the things that when you get into raw food, you start learning about how to really take care of food and how to really get the best out of everything that you eat, because that's what it is. You're optimizing the food for your body. And, you know, as I've mentioned to a lot of people, you have to look at your body like a Ferrari. You're not going to put in cut rate gas because you're not going to get good performance. So your body is a machine. You've got to put in good fuel, you know, high octane fuel, the best high nutrient dense, you know, ingredients that you could possibly do. And that's what raw food is all about.
Like when you put the premium gas
You
in,
got it.
you can feel the difference.
And you can go farther.
Can you?
And faster.
See, I always went for the cheap stuff.
No.
But,
So one of the tricks about nuts in soaking them, when you have raw organic nuts, it's really important to soak nuts and seeds, because what happens is it just breaks down all the inhibitors, and it actually helps you digest nuts easier. A lot of people, when they just eat a handful of nuts, their stomach starts to bloat and all that. And it's because it's got like an encasing in it. So these have already been soaked and they've been dried. And you know, traditional cultures, what they did with nuts and seeds, they just washed it in the seawater and then put it on a stone to dry, you know, let the sun dry it. So next thing I have is flake coconut. And you don't have to have these ingredients. You can pick whatever you want. But again, just note all of these are dry.
that's my favorite ingredient.
Raw, sorry.
Is flake coconut.
Okay. And
So
then
delicious.
what I have is what are these called? Sunflower seeds,
Yeah.
and Austrian pumpkin seeds. Again, soaked and dried.
Austrian one?
Austrian pumpkin seeds are delicious. They're like a black color, a green color, dark green.
The pumpkins are?
No, the seeds. Look at.
Do they? Oh, nice. But do they make good jack-o'-lanterns?
No. I have no idea. I've never even had an Austrian pumpkin. I've just had the seeds. Okay, so what I did, I picked these myself. This is your blackberry or boysenberry. And then I have wild blueberries and strawberries. I picked all of these last season, and then I put them in a sort of like a food saver machine, which is like it just sucks out the air, put it in my freezer. And then yesterday I took it out to defrost it to get this juice. So the best part of this is just to put all your fruits on here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drizzle this beautiful juice, which is amazing. And then just kind of drizzle it all over your
That's
bananas
good.
there. Look at that. It's like so good.
Okay, here.
I know.
Yeah, I'll do
Sorry.
it. No.
Do you want me to do it?
No, I'll do it.
Okay.
You keep talking.
I will. And then what I did this morning is I had just soaked some cashews, and I strained them, and I put them in my little blender, and I added a couple of those strawberries. So I have what's called cashew cream. So this is how we make cream. This is how we make kind of desserts. I just put it in like a little mini bottle. So look at this. You just kind of put this on.
So how do you make that?
And that is just cashews.
Yeah.
And I just put a couple of strawberries in there, and I added a little bit of coconut water. So that's it. So there's your cashew cream.
That looks pretty good.
So there you go. There's my version, of a raw banana split. Which, I mean, how long did that take us to make?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, if that. And then, you know, just have a little piece of your banana with, you know, your strawberry or your nuts and your dates, and it's just gorgeous.
Plus it's healthy. You know, I call bananas, I call them nature's chocolate bar.
And you could drizzle chocolate on here too, raw chocolate, which is so easy to make.
And, oh yeah, actually, where's Byram? He made that, we had this guy, where is he? He's not here, but he just came back from Colombia, and he made his living down there making like chocolate.
Wow.
Yeah, and he had some this morning. It might still be here.
Well, I make my raw chocolate bars, which is really cool. And so the recipes, or raw recipes, that as I like to call them, in my 7-day raw, This is what it's all about. It's really simple. It's really delicious and easy. So I don't want to overwhelm people.
Actually, that's amazing. And this would make a great breakfast, right?
It could be breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, whatever you want. And if you really wanted to, you could put all of this in the blender and drink it. And you have a smoothie. So that's what's great about raw food. You can just throw everything in the blender.
It's almost a shame to do that, though, because
But you could if you were in a hurry.
I know you could, but it's like it's such a palette of color and flavor and texture.
It's amazing. I know, it is good. It is really delicious, actually. And you know, when you think about it, this is so much better than, you know, a lot of the things that they put on banana splits.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if I wanted to make nice cream with this, as I said, you put some, you know, ice, and you could put coconut meat in there, you could put walnuts in there, like you could put maple syrup in there, and bananas. You have maple walnut nice cream. So it's really, really, I love this lifestyle because it's so fast and it's so easy.
Like faster than...
Super fast. I had a friend come over and he really likes a certain kind of food, and I have to use a pot, and I only use one element on my stove, and it's just for this particular person. It's my real estate partner. And I'm telling you, I burnt my finger because I'm not used to anything hot anymore or being near a stove. You know, like, God forbid, I'd probably burn something because I would forget about it because I put something in the blender and then I'm working on something else. And by the time I'm finished, whatever I'm making in my blender is finished and I'm ready to eat it.
So you're spending less time in
Less time in the
preparation.
kitchen. Less time in the kitchen. Less time for food preparation. For example, if you're going to make a traditional lasagna, I mean, you know, you have to like fry the meat, whatever. Like, there's a lot of process to it. My processes might be a little bit different. Like, I had to chop the nuts. Big deal. I had to defrost my fruit.
Don't you do that in a machine?
Well,
anyway.
The nuts, I just did it by hand, but I could if I'm doing volume.
And then, in terms of expense, is it more expensive to eat and live this way?
Well, I say no, and my reason for my no is because I only eat organic food. I have only eaten organic my entire life because I really respect my body, and I just feel I'm not a fan of GMO, and anything that's attached with that's a whole show.
Sure.
But so for me, you know, I make a lot of my own food, so my expense is probably the same as if somebody went out for dinner and had a couple of drinks or went to a drive-through and got some food. I'm sure if you tallied up all the non-food in your cart along with you going out for dinner and going to drive-throughs, it would be the same amount that I pay for organic food, raw food.
Okay, so...
Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
So, okay, now, we've already said that people can go on your website, they can download...
Green is the New Black is free.
It's free?
Yes.
And they can get this other book that is like the 7-day starters, beginner's guide to raw food, which is a great way for people to, they want to undertake this lifestyle.
Or if somebody's ill and wants to clean out, or somebody who wants to cleanse, or somebody who just feels they want to make a change in their life, whether it's drop a few pounds, boost their energy, you know.
Hey, what about your emotional state, your state of mind with the raw food? What about that?
Some people could still question it. But generally speaking, I feel clear, I feel happier, more at peace. You know, I used to be like crazy, and I don't think I'm at that volume anymore. You know, creativity just flows to me now, which is really amazing. I didn't know where this was going to take me. I never thought I'd be creating recipes.
Now, why did you go raw?
I went raw for vanity and for health.
Okay.
I was going through menopause, and I couldn't get rid of my belly. And I was going to the gym, you know, working out like a maniac, and it just didn't happen. And the other thing is, as I was aging, I was getting to the point where I really didn't want to use chemical stuff, and I didn't want to go under the knife, and so I was looking for alternatives. And so when I discovered raw food, and when I discovered it, there wasn't really a lot about raw food. And so I really did a lot of trial and error and a lot of experimenting on myself. But here's what happened. My weight dropped off of me, and my fine lines started to just really smooth out. It was like watching myself get younger.
Wow.
You know, my nails got harder, my hair got thicker. It was really incredible. So for vanity, I'm staying raw. And for my weight. And the bonus is I feel great and I have energy too. So what I really want to do is I want to appeal to women that are my age, that are going through menopause, and that you can do something about it. You can do something about it by changing your diet. And you know what? 60 is the new sexy. It's, you know, and I'm here to say that that's true.
I say it's the new 30.
I like
30's
I like
sexy.
I like 60 is the new sexy.
Okay.
I think that's better.
I think it's just fine.
So, you know, I want to show women, specifically women, and, you know, men too want to make some changes. They want to maybe, you know, get rid of their little belly. But you know what? You can embrace your health. You can make these small, simple changes and feel really good about yourself. And so that's really what I want to show women. I want to show them through me being an example to them, that they can do these things and that they can heal themselves.
So what else can they get? They go to the website,
Yes.
and you've got these two things that we've already
Yes.
described. and
So
that's a
I'm
great
working on intermediate, raw 7-day intermediate, and then there's going to be advanced. Advanced is going to be all about superfoods and sprouting and making really interesting food in the dehydrator, making raw chocolate. So it's like we're taking it up a notch. I'm also going to talk about supplements in the advanced because I think it's really important. In the intermediate, I really want to focus on sleeping. A lot of people have really bad sleep habits, and it's because of how they eat and what they eat. And a rule of thumb is just never eat 4 hours before you go to sleep, because your body's job is to really relax and rest, and rejuvenate and repair, you know, and recuperate. It's
and I
not.
can feel that when
Yeah.
you eat too close and
Yeah.
you're trying to sleep and you're full, and it's just like you're not. Your body can't really relax because
You have to think of that. Your organs are like the furnace.
Yeah.
They're working. They're. I don't know if you've ever touched your stomach at night. If you've eaten close to sleeping, your stomach is like hot because all the energy is going to digesting your food rather than relaxing your body. And then people wake up and they're lethargic and they grab for a coffee, and the whole cycle starts all over again.
But that's the other thing about raw food, right? Because it's just so much easier on your body. Your body doesn't have to work so hard to digest it,
yeah.
right?
Yes, and I love when people say to me, "I can't eat raw food because I can't digest it."
Yeah.
That's like
That's wrong.
that's so wrong. And I'd go, okay, whatever you say, you know. But I don't know what people are afraid of with raw food. I don't know what it is.
I think it's just a question of because we got these the vegans are here at that channel now, and
What do you mean by the vegans
Well, there's
are
a
here?
lot
What does
of-
that mean? I eat vegan food, but I'm not vegan.
no, I know, I get it, but we do a vegan show every Monday, and veganism is becoming more and more popular, but they're saying the biggest reason people don't go vegan is that it's peer pressure, right? It's just the fact that you go to a restaurant. It's like your cultural norms
Yeah.
don't support it,
Yeah.
right? Your family doesn't support it. They're cooking chicken or whatever
Yeah.
they're doing, right?
Yeah.
So it's a peer pressure thing. So people have to be strong enough mentally to say, you know what, I'm gonna choose my lifestyle. I'm gonna eat healthy. I'm
Yeah.
doing it for me.
Yes.
This is how I'm gonna be.
And I've always been very strong-minded and strong-willed and a rebel. So if I put something in my head, I don't let other people sort of influence me. I listen to people, but I will never let anybody influence me. So listen, it's been difficult in my life with my friends who some are meat eaters and I'm not. And we've just had to come to terms with, let's respect each other's, food styles. and let's carry on. And then at first they were always worried about, you know, what are you going to eat in this restaurant? And I'm like, don't worry about me. I can figure it out, you know. And the only thing I just don't like is when people put it in your face, you know, that they're meat eaters. I don't really like that. But people are starting, especially my friends, they're very respectful. Like if they're going to order something, they ask me, you know, is it okay if I have fish? Which, you know, typically they shouldn't even have to ask me, but it's just so courteous, and I really respect that so much. And most of the time, I will say, go ahead.
And you know what? I think it's happening on the other side too, because I had this impression that maybe vegans would be sort of self-righteous, you know, in your face about it.
Yeah.
But all the ones that have come through here have been great people, and
that's
you know,
nice.
they're just trying to put forward
You know what?
a better agenda for themselves and for everybody else.
At the end of the day, I
And for
think
animals.
this lifestyle is really for people who have connected, and I'm not suggesting, because if you're not vegan, you haven't connected, but you connect on a different level to animals, and you start realizing that, you know, and I don't want to get into this topic because it's a touchy topic, but for me, myself, I just did not want to be part of that situation. And also because I'm anti-GMO and, you know, I'm very pro the environment. I mean, the biggest polluter is factory farming. And so, you know, because of beef, we're knocking down trees, you know, and it's like, it's crazy to me.
I saw some photo in Brazil with sand dunes, like a desert, right? Where there used to be a rainforest. So yeah.
So, you know, my lifestyle that I am embracing is basically, I guess, for the planet, for the environment, for myself, for the animals, you know, for it's a whole thing. But for me, I'm going back to vanity and health. And you know what? At the end of the day, your health is your wealth. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't matter how much money you have.
You may not think that until you get sick, and then
Oh,
you realize
trust
just
me.
how important that is.
And here's another interesting thing. I went to my doctor, and, you know, she tried 4 different ways to push 4 different medications on me. And I'm like, my tusks came back, like, clean, clear, everything. And it's just because of my age that she thought I should have these. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. And so for me, I haven't had medication, I can't even remember when, or any pharmaceutical drugs. I used to go to a chiropractor because I had aches and pains. And I met my chiropractor at a local organic grocery store. And he said, oh, you haven't been in to see me in a while. I said, no, I'm a raw foodist. He goes, I'll never see you again.
Really?
And it's because of there's no inflammation anymore in my bones or my joints because of the way I eat.
Right.
So I don't have that.
See?
Yeah.
And that's like arthritis.
Arthritis.
And I gotta say, I got a little
Back
something.
pain, my shoulder hurts. It's all your diet.
I had this little flare up in this
Yeah.
on one of my fingers,
Yeah.
and it's
that's the pizza finger.
yeah. No, you know, and I've been thinking there's got to be a dietary way to deal with this, right?
Yeah, it's called raw food.
So this is it.
Yeah.
Okay, Veronica.
Yeah.
So what's the website again?
It's VeRAWonica, so it's VeRAWoinca.com.
Yeah, Veronica.
Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
I think that's pretty funny that I have raw in my name, and that my last name is Key, and I'm a realtor, so Key to Real Estate.
Look at that.
Like, how funny is that?
Plus, it begins with the letter V, one of my favorite letters, right? Because it's worth 4 on Scrabble.
Well, this is great. I really enjoyed it, and I hope people really do get this freebie, because you know what? Listen, clean up yourself and be happier and have more energy. It's a fast way to, you know, boost your energy and get rid of your caffeine fix and your caffeine habit and your caffeine addiction. And then if you really want to lose some weight and feel great and, you know, not have inflammation for a week and that kind of thing, it doesn't matter, male, female, or even kids, you want to clean up your acne, you want to clean up your skin, try 7-day raw. And actually it's only 6 days, because the first day is prepping and grocery shopping and reading. So it's only 6 days of being raw, and I tell you step by step every single thing to do. You cannot go wrong.
Okay, Veronica.
For $25.
All right. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you for being here. I love it.
Now you're going to stick around, right?
I
we
am.
got Dr. Darryl Wolf coming
I
up.
can't wait.
And we're going to get into some of this conversation about the medical industry, about pharmaceuticals, about.
I may
about
just jump in.
That's why you're here. Okay, so thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Taking a quick break here on Liquid Lunch. We're going to be back with Dr. Darryl Wolf. He's in town for the Total Health Show, all the way from Kelowna. So we're coming right back then. George Marcello on the show after that. It's going to be great. We'll be right back.